while coming to give this TEDx talk over here, on my way I was wondering what to talk about. What can I tell you that you guys probably don't know? I'm not just assuming, I'm sure that your generation, you all are much smarter and better than what I was when I was your age. But I would love to share some of my learnings with you, some of my experiences with you. I zeroed down to 2 things that I thought would be important to you. These 2 things are related to dreaming, working hard to achieve your dreams, believing in your dreams, and then basking in the glory of your dreams. The 2 things I think that I am going to talk about relates to success or life in general. The 2 things that we are going to talk about is the biggest misconception and the only reality. Let's start with the biggest misconception that is still prevalent in the society today. What I experienced when I was growing up was that there was a certain definition of success which we have all seen in our lives, and it has hit us directly or indirectly at some point of time. The definition that we have grown up with is that money plus success is equals to happiness. And we have been told this definition by our relatives, society, or life in general indirectly at some point or the other point in our lives. And in our society, it is said that to be successful, you need to have a good job, probably a government one. And I'm talking about the 90s when taking science in 11th, meant that you have been a topper all throughout your life. I come from a middle-class family where I was told to work really hard, really hard, and stay away from all the temptations and get into a government job. This is the condition that I experienced while growing up. So in concise, I was told that I have to clear my medical examination. It was called PMT, pre-medical test in those days. And if somehow I could not clear that, then I'll have to fight the IIEE or RPET examination for engineering entrance. And that was when I took the first wrong decision of my life. Just to prove everybody that I am a really good student, I took science biomaths in my 11th standard, which made 0 sense then, and it is making 0 sense even now, because I am working as a banker with no relation to biology and a very minute relationship to mathematics. Fine, I cleared my engineering exam, I got into a government college. Everybody around me was really happy because doing engineering in those days from a government college had its own value, and I had a very set plan in my mind. For the first time in my life, I decided to move out the periphery of my home. I went into another city, I stayed in a hostel, and I was not complaining. Because I had that flowchart made in my mind, I'll do engineering, and then I'll do MBA, and I'll get into Narse Monge or XLRI or whatever. Those were the days of 5 point someone. Chetan Bhagat had just been recognized and Durjoy Datta was making its way. Fair enough, good deal. I'll do engineering, I'll complete my MBA, I'll work for a few years in MNC, and then I'll give the civil service examination, I'll clear it, even allieds would work, and then I'll be forever successful and forever happy. This condition, I experienced this condition all throughout when I was in my engineering days. Fair enough, I started working. After I got into engineering college, I would like to mention one thing. Everybody around me was really happy because I had got admission. And I was constantly telling myself, now you are happy because you are supposed to be happy. Because this is the definition that you have learned since childhood. You achieve something and you are happy. But I was not happy. And I started feeling cheated. I thought maybe, yes, I have to achieve something more to be happy. And this thought process gave rise to another thought process in my mind where the future me was much more happier and much more successful than the present me. And to make this future me happier, I started slogging badly. I joined CAT coaching in the 2nd year of my engineering. But very soon I got bored of it. The only respite that I used to get was in the form of novels. I used to read a lot. And in those days, buying, new fresh books was a luxury. So I used to buy those yellow stained novels in kilos from book fairs. While doing this engineering, I had this fascination of becoming an author somewhere because it was a trend in 2006 to 2010 wala phase where all the engineers were writing books. They were just propping up. But this was one such dream that I could never share with anybody. I had been a really good student in my languages. I secured 100 on 100 in my 10th. I secured 100 on 100 in my 12th. But taking language as a career option was a big, big taboo. But then I started writing. And that was when I felt the power of words. And that was when I felt the power of following your passion. By the time I completed my first book, Life as It Comes, which was based on my engineering experiences, my 4th year was coming to an end, and so were the golden hostel days. When I was getting online placements and all these job offers from MNC that I had dreamt about, at the same time I was getting rejected from every publisher that I was applying to. That was for the first time when I felt the slap of rejections. Anyways, time flied. I got selected as a probationary officer in about 10 or 11 government banks. I got married to the love of my life. I managed to get a publisher for my first book. You know, things started falling in places as per my plan. A few more years passed. I was bestowed with a beautiful daughter. I got promoted as a senior manager. My second book was getting published. I was getting invited to all these literature festivals. So all those flowcharts that I had made in my mind as well as on the walls of my room were actually coming to life. By this time, I had bought my dream house and my dream car, and money actually stopped being a differentiator in my life. Success was already making its way through the books and the literature festivals that I was attending. So in concise, by this moment, the definition of money plus success is equals to happiness must be making sense, but it was not making sense for me. I started feeling cheated again. Everything that I had slogged for in the past 10 to 12 years of my life was making me happy only for a couple of days. That fizz was drying out too soon. I was not enjoying this version of success. And again, the two bulls started fighting in my head. Again, the future me started dominating the present me. But this time, I had decided otherwise. This time, I decided to face the demon. And that is when I realized the cause of this illusion. There was one word which was the cause of this illusion, and that was now. N-O-W, now. You know, all throughout, I have been a hyper-competitive person. I never wanted anybody to succeed more than me. Even while working in my job offers, when I was writing, I was hyper-competitive. And I had, 6 months from now, I'll be here, and 12 months from now, I'll be there, and I'll achieve this in 2 years, and I'll achieve that in 4 years. I have been doing this throughout my life. And you know what happened in this process? I was constantly swinging between my past and my future. I never lived the present me in those 10 to 12 years. And this realization happened last year when I was diagnosed with slip disc, and I was told to undergo a surgery of L4, L5 lumbar decompression. And a person like me who could not see anybody succeed was in bed rest for 2 months. I had money then. I had all the success of the world then, but I did not have the happiness. And that is when I started working on my third book, which gave me immense peace and immense happiness even in the bedridden condition. And that is when I realized that this definition of money plus success is equals to happiness is really faulty. The actual definition is now, plus your passion, which will make you happy. The game of chess is a reflection of life. It always tells us that every move has a consequence, even if we realize it or not. It also teaches us that it is okay to fall. It is okay to get hurt in the short run, even if it proves worthwhile in the long run. It is always okay to move back 2 steps in order to move forward. Chess has also taught me one more thing. Appearances are deceptive. The queen might look sexier, they always do. But she is the one who controls the chessboard. And the third thing that I learned from chess is you should never underestimate anybody. Every pawn is a potential queen. So here are some 3-4 points that I want all of you to take away when you go. I think they'll be helpful to you. The first point is that whatever you want to achieve, maybe big or small, and if you really want to achieve it, it will involve sacrifices. You will have to sacrifice on moments, you will have to sacrifice on memories, you will have to sacrifice on things, you might also have to sacrifice on people. But if you really want to achieve something, you will have to do that. If I talk about me, I'm working as a senior manager in a government bank. I have a family, I have a daughter to take care of. I have to send her off to school by 7 a.m. in the morning, and then my bank job, and I come home in the evening and all those household chores and everything. So where is the time left for writing? My day starts when the days of others end. I start writing at 10 p.m. at night, and I write till 2 a.m. Sleeping only for 4 to 5 hours a day. It's true. Unlike other writers, my writing is not coupled with a cup of hot coffee or latte or hot chocolate. Instead, it is coupled with a cup of black coffee to keep me awake. True, there are temptations, but I'm not complaining. Because I have chosen this sacrifice for myself. I have chosen to do this sacrifice for myself to achieve something. And if I would not have done this sacrifice, I would not have been standing in front of you all giving this TEDx speech. There are a lot of temptations when others are sleeping, even I want to snuggle in the blanket. It's too tough to sit on the study table and write during those winter nights. Of course it is tiring, of course it is hard, but then it is supposed to be hard. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Hard is what makes it great. Secondly, whenever you're working towards something, whenever you're going to achieve something, you will definitely fail. You are bound to fail. If not at the first step, you'll fail at the second step. If not at the second step, you'll fail at the third step, but you are definitely going to fail. If I talk about myself, I faced about 15 to 16 rejections before my first book got published. You know, that slap of rejection hit me really hard. The only thing that kept me going, I tried again. This time with a different method. This time with a different approach. So that is when I got the actual definition of success. It is your failure plus your consistency that will equal to success at the very end. My failures taught me to stop pretending to be somebody else. My failures taught me the real face of my relationships. My adversities taught me how strong I am as a person. My adversities taught me that the present me is capable enough, brave, and talented enough to fulfill the dreams of future me. Thirdly, coming to this dream word, your dreams are your own. Your hard work will be your own. Your achievements are your own, and at the end, the glory of your achievements will be your own only. So just don't give up on your dreams because others cannot relate with them or others cannot resonate with them. You cannot resonate with the dreams of many others also. When I started writing, nobody even in my family knew what an author meant. Even 50% of people in India do not read right now. But that was my dream which I had to achieve, which was very laughable 10 years ago. Never stop dreaming. Because the day you stop dreaming, your hard work will stop at that very point. Most of us live a second life, you know. Most of us try to fit the mold. You cannot make everybody happy at the same moment. There are too many bodies out here trying to make yourself fit in their own different mold. What to do when the world wants you to be skinnier, prettier, curvier, more fair, more dark? You should create your own kingdom. You should become the king or the queen of your own kingdom, creating a mold for yourself rather than fitting in somebody else's mold. There are too many things to talk about. There are too many things to work upon, saving the dying animals, saving the trees, saving the bees. So what others think of you is not one of them. You cannot skip chapters in life. That is not how life works. You have to read every line. You have to meet every character. Hell, some chapters will make you cry for weeks. There will be days when you don't want to read the pages, and there will be days when you don't want the pages to end. But this is how life is. Stories keep the world revolving. Live yourself, don't miss out. I would just like to conclude by just reminding you of some small things which make us happy. Very small, minute things. Warm nights after rain, kisses from your dog, palm trees, snowflakes, fairy lights, a cup of coffee with your grandparents, old books, new books, your favorite music, sitting in the grass, walking barefoot on the grass, those warm winter nights with a cup of hot chocolate, fresh laundry, laughter, hugs, and tears. Things that are not related to money, things that are not related to success, but things that are definitely related to happiness. Nice, simple things to remind you to love. Nice, simple things to remind you to laugh. These simple things will definitely remind you to live. Thank you.